If I only teach kids what to think, not how to think, they will do to please. They will do
to please the authority figure, or
well, the authority figure until they reach puberty. I mean, we got lots of little kids. Parents will come to me and say, "My goodness, this kid was such a good kid. He was so well behaved, so well mannered, so well dressed." And then he's reached puberty, and they say, "Now look at him. I look at the kid. I get to know the parents." I say, "You know what? He has not changed. From the time he was little, he dressed the way you told him to dress. He acted the way you told him to act. He said the things you told him to say. He's been listening to somebody else tell him what to do. He's been doing it. He really hasn't changed. He's still listening to somebody else tell him what to do. Problem is, it isn't you anymore. It's his peers. The kid hasn't learned how to think." I want to teach them to stand up for values and against injustices. That's not a what to think, that's a how to think. When they see an injustice happening, to be able to stand up against it. When they feel strongly about a value, to be able to speak it, even if those around them don't agree. To be able to voice their own opinion and not look and see, am I going to get a reward for this opinion? Teacher, did you see me being nice? Teacher, did you see me being good? Catch 'em being good programs drive me crazy, because then we get praise-dependent kids. I've had kids say, "Teacher, after I hit him, I hugged him. Does that count? Do I get a sticker?" You know? No, I want kids to learn that you do good because good's good to do.
It's entrusting your kids too much. I mean, do you risk? I mean, you say that kids must be allowed to make decisions that are wrong. I mean, how do we know as parents? I mean, the worst thing that we can ever imagine with allowing our child to do is to allow them to make a decision that would lead to disastrous consequences, from failing school to something that could be obviously more life-threatening.
And that's where I think we intervene. But I think we also have to look at, if we let kids make choices, decisions, and mistakes when they're cheap, they rarely take the quantum leap into serious rebellion in the teen years. Because if you think about it, it's hard to rebel against your own decision. If you've given them the opportunity to make lots of decisions and fumble and make mistakes, and you've been there for them to guide them through it, then when they make a mistake, they say, "Okay, I got a problem, I can fix it."
Right.
But again, if we look at it, a child makes a mistake. Let's say a young child breaks a glass, but it could be a 12th grader breaking a beaker in the lab class, same difference. Brick wall parent says, "You klutzy kid, I swear you're going to use plastic the next 30 years of your life. Get out of this kitchen right now." We either hit them or verbally abuse them. And it says to a kid, when you have a problem, you are a problem. You've done something bad, you are bad. And they'll try to hide their problems and pretend they didn't happen or suck them inside. A jellyfish parent goes, "Oh, hon, I'm so sorry I gave you a slippery glass. It was all my fault. I should have been thinking further ahead.
Let me clean it up for you right now.
I'll clean it up, and here's some chocolate milk while I fix your mess." Which says to a kid, when you have a problem, it's somebody else's fault. And then I get your kid in school, and he says, "Wasn't my fault. The worksheet wasn't dark enough. Teacher didn't give me enough time. The kid behind me was bugging me." Or the classic, "You don't understand, teacher. He hit me back first." Which says, when you have a problem, somebody else's fault. And we only have to look in the newspapers today to see what I'm talking about. He made me do it. Backbone parent, though, looks at the little one and says, "Oh, you have a problem, go get me a bag." 3-year-olds cannot pick up glass. But they can go get the bag and hold it. You put the glass in, they help mop the floor up, and then you say to the kid, "Which of these 2 plastic glasses would you like to use today?" Which says to a kid, when you have a problem, what you need is a good plan. 15-year-old comes to me and says, "I'm quitting school." I say, "What's your problem?" He said, "I'm leaving." I said, "Whoa, that's not a problem. I can show you 3 teachers who'll help you unpack your locker, get you out the door. What's the problem?" It's real important kids understand what they're trying to solve. He says, "Well, I'm flunking 5 subjects. I said, "Whoa, that's a problem. I flunked 5 subjects is a reality. You have to accept it and then solve the problem that comes with it, like summer school. But I'm flunking is still solvable. Does it mean he can solve it all himself? No. Kids need to know 3 things. I like myself, I can think for myself, and there is no problem so great it can't be solved. It can't be solved, it's not a problem, it's reality. But it doesn't mean I have to solve them all by myself." I think it's important. Backbone parents know when to get help.
Now,